Dr. Devi Nampiaparampil. Good to have you.
Nice to see you.
Thanks.
Love that you went right for the last
name.
name.
I love it.
I know, you did it perfectly.
One of my favorite things to say.
Dr. Devi. Great to see you this morning.
Good to see you, too.
People have been analyzing the 5-second rule for years. It started in folklore, this idea that, okay, if something falls on the floor and if you pick it up within 5 seconds, you're okay. But now there's some science behind this in a new study.
Yeah, so they've actually compared whether 5 seconds, 10 seconds, or even 24 hours makes a difference. And really, there isn't too much difference in terms of the time or the amount of danger.
24 hours?
It really depends what bacteria is out there more so than the time, right? Because even in less than 5 seconds, that bacteria could transfer to the food. So it's the surface of the floor and the surface of the food that makes the most difference.
So let me bring you back to about 4:45 this morning when I took a handful of my Special K chocolatey chunk things, and one of the chocolate chunks fell onto the floor. And it was that moment where I went, do I get it or do I not have my chocolate chunk?
What'd you do?
I left it. Well, I picked it up
You
and threw it
left
away.
it there?
No, I didn't. I just left it on the couch. No, but I was worried. I was concerned about the carpet on the green room floor.
So carpet is actually a little bit safer than floor itself. It's actually harder to transfer from the carpet, but it's really the location that makes the most difference. I mean, because that kind of thing has happened to me too, right? So if you just clean the surface and you know that it's clean, it's a little bit different than if you drop something in an area that's probably dirty, like the bathroom, for example, or something where a lot of people are walking in and out of.
The green room.
So if the carpet is okay, there's this carpeted part of Penn Station in the waiting room. If I'm like chewing gum and it falls out, but it's only on the ground for 1 second. That
I'd be more hesitant about because there's so much traffic. I mean, if you think about it, what you're worried about is the type of bacteria, right? Like E. coli, salmonella. And these things might not just be on the floor because if you think about your counter where you cut raw food, perhaps, right? They're more likely to have bacteria. So even whether it's the counter, whether it's your fingers, right? If your fingers are dirty and you touch the food, that's another surface that potentially could make you sick.
I was doing some research. I didn't realize that even the Discovery Channel show Mythbusters did a whole episode on this. And they found the same thing, that it really didn't matter. So in 1 second, so bacteria can just jump right onto your food.
Exactly. They can attach. And so, you know, even if you think about how we get sick otherwise, so not food, but just cold viruses and things like that, even if someone sneezes on their hand and then touches your hand, think about how fast those bacteria transfer a virus particles.
So had you been faced with the chocolate chunk falling onto the floor this morning, what would you have done?
Well, you know, the green room, I probably would not have done it. Hospital, I wouldn't do it because there's so many germs there. But I will say I've dropped a pizza once. It was a last slice. And then I had just cleaned that area, so I knew it was clean. I did pick it up.
Maybe this even trumps Peter's Penn Station comment. Yesterday, we were at an event, and it was held in a parking lot, and it was a big public event, and there was like lobster claws on ice and all this sort of craziness. And I went like this and cracked one of them, and the piece of lobster meat flew over on the parking lot ground. And my wife just grabbed it. She says, 5-second rule. And I ate it.
on the parking lot.
Well, she gave it to you, right? She didn't eat it herself.
I wiped it off with a napkin.
I think we're just going to have to drop some food and eat it.
See who's brave enough to eat it. I'll
We'll
do
be back
it.
tomorrow to
Embrace
see
the
how it's
bacteria.
Dr. Devi.
Thank you, doctor.
Oh, nice talking to you.
Our morning habits of eating.
This is really good news, actually. I have to be honest.
Learning
with
how
you.
disgusting we are.